All right then.
Only 15 minutes after.
Listen, this is
Hell
the
yeah.
fastest we may have ever started. We were all here pretty much on time. We just had to figure out some tech troubles, and now here we are, about ready to resume Ascension da Sazarin. So correct me, guys, if I'm wrong, but I believe this is actually on schedule for the every other week that we've settled into for each campaign. The one that was off schedule was actually the donor one. Or am I getting that reversed? And we were supposed to do donor last week. Uh, or were we supposed to
I think
do
we
ADS?
No, we were
covered
supposed to do
donor.
ADS last week.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
this is
just
the
did
makeup
ADS last
session
week.
from last week. Okay, so that's why it feels
Yeah.
so long, because of course the last session was technically not 2 weeks ago, but 3 weeks ago. I guess that would make it. And we had our heart to heart, our confessional, our big long talking chat, and eventually you guys wound back up in the Dalamas district, signaling that you wanted to travel over back to the Isle of Avon Aurora and see about investigating the dockyard and stuff like that. So that was the last thing that I recall you guys mentioning and signaling as such to the man at the helm of your wagon. Do you have any? Did anybody have anything that they wanted to get out of the way of the recap? You know, shake the rust off, kinda. Any questions clarifying? Because it was a lot of talking and a lot of like intra-party, relations and stuff. But that's what I recall occurring is by the end of it, we all came back and everybody was at the Isle for the elves, looking for that
That
dockyard.
was that was essentially the whole session, as far as I recall. We
Yeah.
was just going over mostly all the characters talking about their own histories and going over like the like basically finally having a conclusion to what's been going on with Narath.
Right. Yes,
There
that's
was
true.
also stuff with Alexander and with Derex and Silas exchanging their holy books.
Yep.
Silas also started to bond with Miss Snoo Snoo, whatever her name is, the orc.
Yeah.
And by teaching her words, because big word.
Yep.
And what else?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
we
Blink
covered the Narath
basically
stuff.
going over his like that he doesn't even really know what he is or what his past is outside of being a part of the de Sazarin family.
Yeah, Blink's thing. Lucy Astorium dropped a hint as to his creation. He
He's a dwarf.
mentioned it was yeah. And then yeah, that was the big parts I remember. There was many shenanigans involving Salad and a potentially dangerous assassin cook driver hybrid that brought us here.
I just remember that we arrived and Blink was ready to get off the ride.
Yeah.
Well, Blink hasn't killed anyone in a while, so that's
Yeah,
understandable.
his
Oh, and
clock is
Blink
ticking.
asked everyone about curses.
Oh yeah, because I showed you guys that I could change into a fate lot, and I wanted to know more about them.
Yeah. And Narath was like, they're cursed people by demons or whatever.
Little bit of information about it. Yeah, Narath did definitely have a little bit there. Okay, so with that all being said, the question then becomes, you guys are essentially going to arrive and be disembarked from the caravan at your, sort of at your leisure. It sounds like Blink is going to be, one of the first out, which I imagine would mean that Ashtoria will be close behind.
Yes.
Okay, so effectively, as you two leave as the first ones out of there, you'll most likely be followed fairly closely by Genra, who is also eager to stretch legs after the ordeal. Your time spent in the caravan was definitely well worth it in terms of the travel, for even though the sun now starts to set and hangs low, indicating that much time has passed, you have managed to make it all the way back to the Dalamask district without arousing any suspicion. A feat that would have been very difficult to achieve if you were on foot or even by horse or in any other way, other than a covered wagon kind of deal. And apparently, the diplomatic nature of the da Sazarin family provides you with at least some kind of out where you don't have to worry about traveling pretty close to Elven territory. However, and we'll have theater of the mind for this little part, as you guys disembark, you will notice you are on the other side of the bridge, the twin bridge, where, as you all may recall, all the way back at the start of our adventure together, you did have to reason with some elven guards. This time around, there are no such guards. An eerie quiet has crept over the bridge, or the set of bridges to the Elven Isle. And perhaps more starkly, as you sort of survey your situation and more of the party members, exit the caravan. One of the first things that you guys will start to notice in the little distant cityscape is that where there was once, a very tall spire for the Oara Manor that you came to hate so thoroughly, there is no longer anything of the sort. In fact, there seems to just be faintly blackened rubble in the distance, indicating that something of a great cataclysm has transpired here since the last time you put eyes on this place. And it is at that point, at the beginning of this little bridge here, on the other side of the Oara Isle, with it in the not so distant distance, that you will see, be reunited on foot with everybody, but clearly seeing that something grim has befallen the admittedly ill-fated, hellish place.
Hell yeah.
So, how long have we been traveling through here so far?
Well, the sun was out, maybe around noonish when you departed, and now it's hanging low, making ready to set. So you maybe have been going for 5 or 6 hours, which those more learned about this place will know is a reasonable time for a caravan. However, obviously would have been faster, but more fraught with danger had you tried to go another route, with another method.
Hmm. So I guess we'll proceed cautiously.
So we're back near the Oara Manor.
You're on the bridge on the far side where you had to negotiate with elves before. No elves have greeted you.
Oh.
It doesn't seem like there are any people around whatsoever, regardless of race, and they are in there's nobody there to tell you to go away, to get lost, to not involve yourself, that as if the place is no longer guarded. In stark
It is
contrast
best
to when
that
you
we
were there.
proceed with caution.
As
Even if
Narath
it seems
starts to say that, Blink will essentially just start like jogging across the bridge, and he'll say, "This place is just so much better without all the stupid elves."
This is quite odd. Are we? How close are we to one of the stations where the elves previously were?
You've essentially been dropped off, less than 10 seconds of walking from them. Like, you are at the entrance to the aisle. The caravan's standing by for the time being, but you got the sense that it wouldn't be sticking around for very long. It's not going to, wait to pick you up kind of thing,
Can I go to where they would have been and try to investigate if it has been recently abandoned or if they've been gone for a while?
Yeah, absolutely. You may want to say something about the one who's running / jogging across the bridge, but if you don't care about that, if the two people are jogging across the bridge, if you don't care about that, feel free to go for it if you don't want to wrangle.
Survival of the fittest.
Hey, I jog a lot, so I'm pretty fit.
Early warning system.
Yeah, of course. There you go.
Looking to Roan, Arath will say, "The assassin will handle himself, I trust. Worst case scenario, I believe he will just run back and be an early warning system."
Oh shit! How did Narath know that?
I'll try to keep an eye on him, so hopefully he doesn't disappear while I'm not looking.
How does Darix take this revelation of the ruined manor and the fact that immediately upon arrival, and some words of caution from Narath, Blink and Ashtorium have already started setting off, jogging towards the destination?
Darix is, at this point, rather unsurprised by this behavior. And he kind of hurries a little bit after them, not just in case they do get into trouble, but he's staying a little bit behind also in case they get into trouble.
Arath messages Darix, let's not split up too much.
He's like looking back before he's like, well, come on then.
Narath just points a finger in the direction of Silas.
Darks will attempt to catch the bounding Blink and Ashtorium.
Okay, you're running after him, trying to holler at him?
Holler at them and be like, let's, we could hurry. Let's just not split up far.
Are you like running after me to say that?
Yeah, yes, I am running, and I am.
How fast are you running?
I'm a big guy. Okay, I'm a big guy with long legs, and you hear me, yelling at you. Like, remember, Dark is not a quiet guy.
As this happens, Blink will look back while he kind of like does his half jog, and as he sees someone chasing him, he knows who it is. But as he sees Darks chasing him, he will just be like, he will just go full race mode and just start taking off down the bridge at full speed. He hasn't ran in a while.
Ashtorium effortlessly catches up.
Darks will yell, "Let's run with the others!"
Hell yeah. 3 tards.
No, he's running. He's saying, "Let's run with the other guys. Let's go run with them." You
run the other way. Turn around.
Let's run the other way with them.
Darix has to
2.5 tards.
Darix has to chase the other two to the end of the bridge, and then tell them to run across the other bridge the other way, like a loop. Like NASCAR. He's gonna pilot them.
They catch me first.
Yeah, he's like, let's not ruin this immediately.
All right, are you in hot pursuit, Darix? Is that your
paladin going?
Yeah, no, he
okay.
He's in pursuit.
All right, then I need
Darix is behind us going wee woo wee woo.
All right, let's get some athletics checks from everybody involved in that race, and then while you guys are rolling those, what?
Can I get advantage because I have cunning action dash? Like I'm literally faster than everyone else.
Well, I don't know if you need it, but okay.
By the way, I have a +3 to athletics. That's not even bad.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay, well, So this accurately reflects how Ashtorium and Blinker are, sort of jogging instead of full bore running, and Darix is like, he hasn't gotten up to full. He needs more time as a bigger dude to get up to full speed, right? That's what it sounds like you're doing. So you guys are gonna
Acceleration check.
yeah. So that also thankfully means you guys won't be making too much progress down the bridge on foot so quickly. So because you guys are all picking up
Thankfully
speed
to
at
who?
this stage, to me and everybody else. So Silas, you've begun your investigation by wandering towards or moving with purpose, I should say, towards the guard post, basically, the one that you recall, that particularly uptight elven guard who you had to try to reason with by speaking in his tongue and showing him that not all humans, and indeed not all non-elves, were so crass. He had stood and also made reports from this very little office. It's a small area that's clearly designed for only really one person to operate within. Yet you and Narath, who's following you, are able to sort of make up some of the space, and it's not overly cramped, but you kind of have to step around each other if you guys are going to occupy the same spot there. As you approach, you notice that where you previously had seen like a quill and the necessary parchment papers to be writing reports, and perhaps you might have caught eye of diagrams and more complex shapes written and scrawled in some of these papers on your way by, or just from what the man was holding, the elf was holding when he had accosted you earlier. You don't see any of those now. You in fact see an almost barren room in terms of sure, there's a table, and sure, there's a chair, and there's clearly some scuff marks here and there to indicate that it was used. This room was used, but it does seem to have been stripped down and emptied, vacated.
So, can I check to see if anything was left behind? Anything at all?
Yeah. You can do a let me double check here, because I remember there was some dispute about this in the D&D community, whether we do investigation checks for actually investigating something on a physical level, or perception checks because you're trying to perceive your surroundings, whereas investigation is supposed to be like you putting the puzzle pieces together. That never really
It
made
says here,
sense to me.
when you look around for clues and make deductions based on those clues, you make an intelligence check or investigation check. You might deduce the location of a hidden object, discern from the appearance of a wound what kind of weapon dealt it, or determine the weakest
Right.
point in a
That's the
tunnel that
mouse
could
over.
cause it to collapse.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that makes the most sense for what we're rolling for here. For whatever reason, I remember hearing people being like, "No, you just use investigation when your character's trying to think really hard," and I was like, "That doesn't make any sense at all." So go ahead and roll me
It's
an
the
investigation check, and Narath is also assisting you on that, which maybe is a
You
good.
need
much
the
needed.
advantage.
You definitely need the assistance.
All right,
Hey,
all the bad rolls
kick
have been
ass.
rolled in the early stage of the session, guys. Now we're on to the good stuff. 17. Okay. So Silas and Narath are going to combine their efforts, and we'll say that initially, Silas is poking around in there, kind of moving some of the objects, or maybe being more passive about it, but just really trying to get lost in the details a little bit to see if he can figure out what's going on. And Narath notices that one of the sort of like the only other surface in the entire place, which is sort of what would be a cabinet on the counter or something, but there is no cabinet to it. Used to house some sort of storage. There's a clear indication that something was removed, and there's little wood chips upon the floor indicating that whatever it wasn't necessarily made of the sturdiest material. So perhaps information storage, or paper storage or something like that. Clearly, there was a thorough, but not like in an attempt to hide evidence, just in an attempt to extricate all possible materials. Some kind of recovery removal was performed here.
Good work, Narath. What did you find there?
It would seem that they were rather thorough in their cleansing. They took something. So essentially, there's signs that they took a big thing of documents. Essentially,
Well, that's certainly what in my head it was like Narath pointed out, because Narath didn't see as much of this place as Silas did. In my head, I was thinking Narath would point out that the wooden chips and stuff were indications of a wooden container being removed, and it could be sizable to fit underneath the countertop, and that Silas would put that together as, oh, that must be documents. But you guys can roleplay however you want. That was just sort of my thought process of you working together on that.
Well,
all right, Silas, do you want to put it together, or is Narath putting it together?
I'll say we figured it out together, and I'll follow up with, well, whatever happened, it must have been quite dire for them to take, well, quite literally everything.
Are there any signs of struggle in the area, like battle or anything?
Doesn't seem
During
like
our
any blood has
investigation?
been shed, any armor has been damaged, or anything of the sort.
They evacuated despite no signs of open conflict. Perhaps the threat is not as physical as our previous experiences would have made us, as our previous experience would have implied. There is the matter of the great beam. We should be careful.
Or the threat
Um,
lies elsewhere, further in, and it required all hands.
Indeed. I will cast Detect Magic as we travel. If the threat is more arcane in nature, more esoteric, we should at least get some forewarning. There's nothing else, Narath will move to leave and catch up with the people who might be running into a radiation field.
Yep. Can't wait to get cancer.
Silas will follow.
Dude, if I
I
get
will be
cancer in one
casting
body, I just
detect magic.
shapeshifted out of my body.
I think
As a
while
ritual.
this is all
Wait,
going
can
on,
I do that?
Ro has probably been focusing on his sense of smell,
Mm-hmm.
since he's surprised that there are no elves around.
Right.
So he'd probably be smelling for them, and also, to see if he smells the Inquisitors, since running into them would be a real bad time for us.
What do you
Okay.
think elves would smell like?
Evil.
Evil. Yeah, they smell like evil.
Okay.
Tolkien would weep.
Ro, feel free to roll a perception check with advantage, because you will have had the time to take quite a few whiffs.
Right, with everyone running back and forth here.
Holy shit, never mind.
Aw.
All the bad
Yes.
rolls
Yeah,
did
roll.
fail.
Advantage.
Benny Hill music plays in the background.
What's so funny is I was going to say +6, but I decided to just do advantage, and you got the same result anyway. Wait, how did you even roll a... Oh, the 2 would have been a 5 after
Before
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes... I was going to say, how did you even roll a 2 and you have a +3? Okay. Ro, the first scent that enters into your nostrils is low tide foul. However, you do end up catching a few whiffs here and there of, nope, that's just more low tide. Unfortunately, Ro, you aren't able to discern any sort of active presence of anyone other than your compatriots. It's like this place is a ghost town, but that only further makes it, shall we say, punctuates the eeriness. It's like a quietude has been forcibly settled upon the place. Like, whatever this is certainly not voluntary. That's the sense you get. These people that would be here normally are not here, and they are not here because they chose not.
They're very gone.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of makes sense with it, what Narath and Silas found. So Ro is probably a little disturbed at this point, where he can't smell any people
That's right.
in a city.
That's right. Yeah, you
That's
can't
pretty not
can't see them and can't smell them.
I have a changeling based question.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with anything going on. If I had like D&D cancer and I had a tumor in my body, would I just be able to shapeshift it out of my body?
Well, I think
No, it's D&D.
You're not
You're
immune to
cursed by the
disease.
gods.
yeah, I think what would happen is it would still be your flesh and your body. You're just reorganizing it in a way that changes your physical form without changing your physical capacity. I mean, changelings are a little bit wonky if we're being honest, because they can grow to be like a foot taller or whatever, but it's not supposed to change how like strong they are. You know what I mean? Whereas, like it's functionally in a gameplay sense, it's supposed to act like the invisibility or the alter appearance spell. I forget what it is, the first level spell, and yeah, besides the fact that you don't need to like spend a spell slot, and you also like you don't if you touch somebody who's like making themselves appear taller, your hand goes through the part that's not real. Like besides those factors, it's basically identical to that in terms of gameplay, but it should change your physical capabilities if you change into something that has different physical capabilities than whatever you were before. So, uh we don't really do that right now, but that would probably be something to think about of like giving you like a combat form or several forms you could pick up from that would be like more adept in combat or something. But that's a kind of separate thing that would be pending a changeling rework later or something. As for the actual lore answer, how about I add that to your changeling deep dive so that way we can still
Perfect.
move through here. Yeah. All right. Speaking of the changeling
Can't
and
wait
everybody
till
else.
someone looks through the document and
Yeah,
just
and
sees.
sees.
By the way, changelings can't have cancer in this setting.
Yeah.
Why was this decided? You'll have to watch the show, baby.
Yeah. So, speaking of the changeling and his compatriots, we now have time to check in here as it's well, actually, right before I do that, Silas and Narath were moving towards the bridge, I believe, and Ro was like sort of doing his own sort of sensory investigation. Genra is going to look to Ro and like flare her nostrils and say, "I do not smell a thing."
Neither do I. It's as if the elves have just vanished.
And all others around. And then she exhales
This
out of
place
her
was
nose.
in. This place was in quarantine, I believe. So I'm not surprised I don't smell too many of others. But the elves would have been quarantined within the island. And yet I still don't smell them.
And around this time, I'm imagining Silas and Narath managed to, see the two beast people
As we
arguing.
get
Or not arguing, talking.
sorry, as we get closer to the island, Silas is going to have his senses out for that kind of. There was that like persistent magical sensation that kind of permeated the air before when we were here, and he's
Mhm.
curious if that's changed at all.
So far, you have not felt a hint of it, though it can be difficult to remember precisely where it started to take place. It was like halfway across the bridge is when you started to feel it. Is Naratha or Silas for that matter? You guys signaling for Genra and Ro to come through, or what are you guys doing now?
Yeah, we're kind of like motioning to follow along to get to the two idiots before they kill Derek.
Yeah. Yeah.
There don't seem to be any immediate danger, so Silas will also motion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Marath is working his way towards finishing his detect magic as we walk.
Ro will definitely follow, and he's definitely going to seem like he's in a bit of thought as he's doing so, since he's a little confused.
Genra will take a few steps towards the bridge, and shortly after crossing onto the bridge itself, she will pause, whip out her, carefully but deliberately retrieve a great axe, or a battle axe rather, and clutch it somewhat protectively with one great green hand. And she's just constantly surveying her surroundings, clearly unnerved, but on edge and on alert as she continues to follow the rest of you guys. Which is now probably a proper good time to ask for more athletics check rolls from Darix, Blink, and Ashtorian. See whether you guys caught up to each. Ho ho! Wow!
Haha! Darks has got him.
Well,
Sounds like Darix has to pick one.
oh shit! Darix is starting to speed up, and there's a Blink and an Ashtorium that are still neck and neck, who have also sped up. Darix, you are hot on their heels. You full bore now that you guys are all moving much faster, and I don't know how Darix picked up all that speed, but he did. And I mean, it's getting to the point where you guys are halfway across the bridge, and or just about it to that halfway point. You tackling one? Are you wrangling one? What's Darix doing?
He's gonna tackle one. Dude. He's like, please, let's not get into trouble immediately. Oh, this is what happens when you are the shepherd of two overgrown children. He's gonna tackle one because the other one probably won't go anywhere without the other one with them.
Okay,
So,
you got to make a choice. You got to pick one.
yeah, whichever one's easier.
They both got the exact same roll, so.
Okay. Well, I guess he's gonna tackle Blink.
All right. Okay, so this is going to cut the momentum of both Darix and Blink, which means Ashtorian will be, if desired, able to continue running. To see if there's a lasting restraint, we're going to need that contested athletics or acrobatics check from Blink.
He
and an
auto
athletics
succeeds.
check. Well, he's going to see if he can keep you restrained, but it's going to slow you down. He's grabbing at you, right?
Yeah,
so you won't be able to keep running at the same full bore you were if you escape it, but it's more like you still maintain your physical autonomy. You're just going to kind of shrug it off. Okay, so that's the acrobatics check. Oh, just narrowly.
Advantage because rogue.
Oh my god.
Dude, what is with y'all rolling?
So
Why? You're the one running away from the party.
I don't care about that. I just can I roll anything?
I know the dice are not our friends today, apparently.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
Darks
Tori,
is the
well,
only
you
one
know
who got
what?
a good roll this entire
Well,
time.
you know what? I'm glad that we're wasting our good rolls on this dumb shit, not on combat.
Perfect.
All
right.
Retard wrangling Derek's over here.
Well, Darix is going to be able to just ever so it's more like, instead of an actual physical tackle, it's more of you kind of grab onto him and it slows him down enough that you guys are starting to do a walking pace instead of a running pace.
Aren't I 300 pounds? I mean, come on, there's got to be some kind of sized weight differential here.
Oh, for sure there is. But I'm thinking these rolls are close enough that rather than you just crushing this poor changeling with your physical form, the opening you see is to kind of grab onto him and stop him from moving, almost like not a bear hug, but maybe somewhat close to that. You know.
Yeah, I'm just like, please. It's not. He's Darks is like, I'm not trying to control you. I just want us to be safe. Please.
And it is about this time that you all do manage to cross into that halfway point across the bridge. At which point, the wretched stench of burning flesh immediately assaults your nostrils, at once cutting any sort of sense of joviality and conviviality from the moment. It's as if you pierced a veil and suddenly your senses are paying the price. This is almost a sound to the smell, as if you're there you go, perfect. I didn't need to say anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Wonderful.
Darks will watch as Blink takes away his nose.
Holy, that's so good. That's amazing.
Dark hates shapeshifting so much.
Does he hate it more
Yeah,
than that
but-
smell?
He
though?
just becomes Voldemort.
No, he's like, his snout is like, wriggling
Yeah.
over. He's not happy. Do you see? Do you see? Or, I guess, do you smell?
No, I don't smell.
It's you and the mechanical one. So blessed.
Yeah, Ashtorian will be fine, but it might be a few internal wincing from his dwarven buddy.
The dwarf can smell through him. That's funny. That's funny. I love fantasy.
Eh?
Yeah, my soul
Right,
can
depends
smell.
on the air recirculation, like in cars.
He turned on the air filter inside.
Perfect.
Just something every Warforged has. They have an input
Yeah.
air filter for some reason,
Just in case.
Yeah. Just in case.
In case
you
they
have a
become
soul
ensouled.
implanted. On the off chance.
It has been known to happen.
In this campaign, for sure.
So the question then is, I'm assuming that this is going to at least slow you guys down. Are you still moving forward, or have you stopped short at this revelation?
No, Darth is like, nah, I'm not going
Destroy
forward into that.
What was Darks's like physical reaction to smelling the worst smell of his life?
He's just, grimacing and, he's making very unpleasant faces.
Does he cover his nose with his hands?
No, he's still got a hold of you. He's not dumb. He's
Ah.
not stupid.
Good idea, though. Good.
Bonus action, disengage, run away.
Just let this happen.
Like if you get too far away, Ro's gonna have to chase you down too.
Yeah, they don't have a giant
race.
furry man and a giant scaly man.
He's gonna go full quadruped and absolutely hunt you down.
Yeah, and then you'll smell the smell and you'll start like vomiting.
Yes,
You don't.
doggy
You
smell.
think that he hasn't smelt corpses before
Yeah, it's
and
true.
lots of them?
Yeah, Dark. This is new to Dark since he's not. He
hasn't
been
ever had to
around
be around burning bodies. Yeah.
I think there should
Like,
be a
Ro's gonna be
constitution.
like,
I think
"Wow,
there should be a constitution
this."
saving throw for him keeping his hand on Blink.
I think there should be a constitution saving throw
Why?
for him.
Why are you fighting this?
He's
so
he's
much?
he's really trying to rules lawyer his way
listen,
into.
Listen, you know how you're literally pulling the same shit the rat did about a manor, but now it's about running away. Let the story progress, damn you.
Yeah, I'm forcing the progression by running towards it. I'm running towards
Yep,
the story.
because the rest of the party isn't actually moving in the same direction right now.
Well, you guys can also run.
Yeah, you guys could just copy me.
ADHD have an ass changeling.
That's right, because ADS isn't the type of party where if we just run blindly in a direction, we won't just get murdered by some
Never.
sort of eldritch
When
bombing.
has that ever happened?
Yeah, when have we ever died? I don't know, fighting, you know, rage above
When
That
has
hasn't
that
happened in
ever
the other party.
happened?
Yeah,
Fucking
when
looks
has
at
that happened?
other campaign. When has that ever occurred?
It's never happened. Not
That could
with this
never.
player
There's
group.
zero
Nothing
precedent for
bad
that.
ever happens.
Hey man, I thought the ancient god had a second phase.
Buddy,
That was
you
a
like to really
multiverse thing.
fight now, don't you?
That was that was a multiverse thing. It doesn't apply here, so technically 100% no death rate. We're good.
We've never died before.
We've never died before.
Right.
Even though the other story is really taking place in the same time, so it's
Well, not
actually
only
not a
that, but
multiverse
the
thing.
other campaign
All right,
also
to make it
implies
clear, I'm not
that's
actually
happened
running.
to
So
this party
Oh,
too.
okay, you're not actually running. You're
yeah,
stopped.
you have
noseless.
me. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
noseless.
He's noseless and stopped, and we're both staring across the bridge at
Noseless and motionless.
noseless. Yeah. Can we see what, like, you know, now that we've stopped running, from halfway across the bridge? What do I see? What do I see?
So you see this very desolate looking cityscape where previously it had been chock full of elves going about their business, whatever maleficent business that may have been, Darix, but you don't actually see any elves. You don't see any immediate sign as to the origin of the smell either, but you certainly don't see any elves. The desolate nature, the totally abandoned looking nature of the city is filling you with disquietude. And even as your brain very slowly adapts to the absolutely wretched stench of the flesh that has been burned and left to rot, you may not see an origin for that, any sort of connection to that, but you certainly can see something, which is a smoldering wreck in the far distance where the Owara Manor once stood. The site of a great cataclysm indeed.
Ashtorium
Darks.
will jog towards the smoldering wreck until, or unless there's something obviously dangerous ahead.
Yeah.
So he'll get as close as possible without putting himself in obvious danger.
Okay. I will keep you posted.
And just kind of explore the area.
On staring and witnessing the desolation, yes, the joviality does leave the young Draconin, and he says under his breath, "The wages of sin is death."
I'm sick. Anything else you want to share with the class? I called everybody. They
What
were
the
all
fuck?
paid.
What?
You beat
What?
my city.
Oh, it's
What the
bad.
hell?
I was so
You
confused.
sharing with the class?
What was that?
That was
Sorry about that.
autoplay.
Yep.
I've been there.
The rest of the party catch up.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are just standing there, eventually, Narath and Silas and Ro and Genro will catch up with you guys. But there is a little bit of time for you and, for Darks and Blink to have another exchange if they so desire.
Blink will just start, he'll take the hilt of his rapier and he'll kind of like, is there like a metal part of the bridge?
Yeah.
So he'll hit the hilt of his rapier on like the metal railing or whatever.
Yeah.
And what the resounding noise will be, what just sounds like a metal on metal gong kind of sound, but for Ashtorium, he will know it as the thieves can't word for return, or thieves can't sound for return.
In that
If
case,
he is within earshot, I don't know. I don't know how far he got.
We could say that you tried to, make sure to hit the song, hit the sound pretty quickly there.
Yeah.
But Ashtorium can give me a quick perception check, and I can provide some information.
Oh yeah.
Damn, there you go. So we'll call Bounce.
He perceives everything.
He
He is the perceiver.
His third
You're
eye
dehydrated.
has opened.
The noose is open.
Do I have time to BRP real quick?
Sure.
BRP?
You know what? If you're gonna do that, then maybe we should all do that. I also need to get more water. But I'll quickly write out what Ashtorium sees.
Thanks, fellas. I just really have to pee.
I will go use the restroom.
Hell yeah. Bio break time. All right, I have messaged you, Lucy. Now I will BRP. I have returned.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, does this work?
I'm you.
You.
What
My
works?
my input sensitivity was set to automatic, which is probably why it was catching things that were pretty quiet.
Oh, okay.
I've turned it up because my wife is in the same room and she's playing with her friends. But I don't know if it's cutting out while I'm talking.
Not yet, but if it does, I will let you know. Because then we can always adjust.
Yeah,
Okay.
you sound very fine right now.
By the way, Blink, did Blink hear or see Ashtorium's Thieves' Cant message and still say return, or did you not see that?
I did see it. And I
Okay.
still said return.
Okay, just making sure. Also, if Shambler is here, is Shambler here?
I live. I live.
That sounded like you were real far
What?
away, so that was really funny. Did
Yes,
Narath
on bed.
Narath used ritual casting for the detect magic? Is that
Yes.
okay? By the way, the I have returned to .wav bit. I gotta tell you, thanks.
Yeah,
So
was
that would
in
be
my
a good
head
one where
for-
when you join a voice chat, it plays that.
Yeah. The the I have returned bit is pretty funny because obviously the Dragoon was renamed to Drakadin, and there was a point where Alexander said Draconin as Drakadin, and I really thought he was Protoss for a second. I was like, that's not possible. Alexander would never be Protoss. Never.
That's right.
You were meant to destroy the Kali, not join them.
Yeah, but Drakadin sounds like Paladin, so
Yeah.
I
fuck.
think we could consider Darix a Drakadin.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Draconin Paladin, right?
Let's be honest. The Draconin basically are Protoss.
Don't say that. He'll never play them again. He'll rage quit his character right now. You take that back.
Derek slits his own throat.
Yeah, the Narath one would be more believable, actually.
He's got to return himself to the Starfather as quickly as possible.
And hope it's not the Kala.
Yes, comrade.
I have heard
I
the
am
most
honored bound.
disgusting, repulsive, blasphemous shit out of your mouth. Don't you ever say that nasty shit again. I will beat the fuck out of you, boy. Oh, I'm gonna send you to Starfather right now for that shit.
I took my headphones off for a second and then put them back on, and all I heard was, I have heard the most disgusting. So I have no idea what happened.
Well, we were saying that I thought for a second that he had said Drakadin instead of Drakanin because he was pronouncing Draconin funny, and I thought that he was Protoss, and I was like, that can't be true. Alexander would never play Protoss. Never, not even once in his whole life would he ever play Protoss.
And then I was making the argument that you could describe Darix as a Drakadin because he's a Draconin Paladin.
Yeah, that's like
and if you just smash those two words together.
Yeah. I swear that's not how I got Drakadin, but
wasn't it just a guy's name?
It was just some dude's username, and I was like, dude, Drakadin, that's a wow, that's a good name.
And it was like right when you were trying to rename you were like, what are we gonna name the Dragoon?
He never showed up again, by the way. That was it. Like he showed up the one time to say like 3 messages and then said, holy shit, that's my favorite unit. I would be honored. And then I did it, and he never saw him again. He was so honored that he ascended.
Redefines the most iconic unit in the Protoss arsenal.
He
refuses
retired
to
from
elaborate. Leave.
existence. He couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, he can't take attention away from him.
He peaked.
My
Maybe
life
he
is
just
at peak.
reincarnated into
He's
the
like,
Kraken.
I can't do anything better than this, so I'm just gonna leave life now. You know, it's it. I'm immortalized.
My time has come.
I shall return to the Starfather through Cosmonarchy.
Many such
He has
cases.
What
He
a
has
grim fate.
he has a photo of a Dracodon on his wall. Every day he wakes up and looks at it and says, "I am you."
I am you.
I am you.
You.
That's true. It's factually correct.
Ugh.
Wild.
Shout out to Draken.
Yeah, shout out Dracodon one time. Never saw him again. If you think about it, it is kind of like Undead Paladin, right? But
Mm-hmm.
is it Dracula?
I am the Draken.
I'm Dracodon, Wazowski. Always Dracodon.
Don't drag it in. No.
What's
Keep it out.
caw.wav used for in the MPQ sound?
it's the cacophony sound, the really long one where
I
it's
know
just me.
that. But
Yeah.
I don't.
It's just
What is it
it's
used?
when I decide I don't need a sound anymore, I delete it, and because the sound lookup still has to have something, that's the placeholder.
Oh. Okay.
So technically every sound that isn't defined is caught out one.
It's like the developer textures in Half-Life.
Yeah.
Magenta black.
Placeholder that is super easy
Are
to
we
tell
you?
that it's placeholder.
Mhm.
It makes you want to replace it.
Yeah. Well, because it'll fucking play at me, and I'll go, "Oh my god, I can't have that in the game." And I believe we are
We
indeed
go
you.
fix that right now.
I think everybody is.
Mm.
Oh shit! Were
Everybody
you?
I
is
am
you,
you.
and I am you. And
Is
you are
Genra
me.
here?
3 crow.
We
I'm
are
here.
3.
Okay, we're 3. 3
Well,
times 2.
I hope we're 7 actually.
What the fuck?
Hey, 3 and 7 are both very powerful numbers, very good numbers. So you
Oh
know.
my god.
One of them just so happens to be vegan.
Yeah.
No. No.
This is the number of the blood god. We would have to kill somebody if Veek joined.
If.
Wait, the 7 is the number of the blood god?
No, 8 is.
Oh. I was
You
supposed
see-
to say.
Go
Upon,
time.
I don't
upon
think
getting
we're-
8, we would be obligated to find someone to sacrifice.
No,
Oh,
just get one more.
okay, well.
Do the
To return
opposite.
to 7.
Greater pie theory.
Yeah, get another one. Yeah, exactly. Get a 9.
No,
A
we can
changer of
sacrifice
ways
Genra.
would be pleased with the 9.
I guess that is true. Genra is your 8th. Quick, get it up.
Oh shit! Someone's got to die.
Sacrifice Genra.
Yeah, I
There you
already
go.
said that.
No, Narath will just be like, "My time has come."
If I replace title.wav with something else,
Uh-huh.
will it get overridden, or would it be my little custom title music?
Well, you would have to do it every single time, and that you update, and then you would have to not use Fraud Launcher. That's how it works. Because Fraud Launcher is like
I don't use
detecting
Font
different.
Launcher anyway.
Right. Yeah. So as long as you don't mind hitting a batch action to replace the files, you can just do it as part of launching
Like-
Cosmonarchy. You can make your own launcher that first replaces the WAV and then launches the game.
Nice.
Nice. Whoa, excuse me.
Your excuse.
Are
I'm
you
taking
ready?
time to look for a new notification sound for my phone.
There's a lot of autism happening right now. And
Yeah.
it's
All
not
right,
gonna
let's.
be-
And now back
is,
to
is
this.
everybody back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tommy, cut that
Lobby
out.
player join. That's a good one.
Yeah. So, are you? Is Ashtorium coming back after hearing the sound? That's the question.
Ashtorium will go check out the sound because that's never gone wrong in anything.
Wait. So instead of
The sound is what Blink
instead of
made to call you
instead
back.
of returning, you're going further in to see to check
Yes,
out
I'm
the
going
sound?
further in to check out
Oh
the
shit! Insubordination.
sound hearing.
Man, the
Soul
robot, the bad
machine.
robot.
Well, I
Bad robot.
guess Blink might be like, oh, I guess he just didn't hear me. So it probably never comes up again.
Or he knows
Insight
that I
check.
know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
He trusts his partner.
True.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that. That's a bad idea.
Okay. All right. Well,
Never trust an autistic dwarf robot.
Yeah, don't. Definitely don't.
I would.
No, I mean,
Never
Blink,
trust
Blink
a
gives
dwarf.
Blink gives Astorium the benefit of the doubt more often than not. So if Astorium is believing in himself, Blink's okay with that.
All right.
Yeah, let's check out
Do
the
we catch up?
sequel. It's going to be a giant mound of flesh.
All right. That's what Astorium's thinking.
And
So
it's going to be Mithridates.
No. You've got enough.
All right. So while Astorium moves deeper into the aisle and eventually disappears out of view, you've got Darix and Blink standing like stopped as if something just, like artificially stopped them. And that's what Ro and Silas and Genra and Narath will come upon as they finally catch up. And you guys will also have your noses turned up at the smell of burning flesh, with the exception of Narath, as he previously wrote.
Is it like the scent of like rotting fish or human flesh, or is it recognizable?
It's definitely like humanoid flesh, or at least that's what it would sound like. Smell like it's that's the implication you get from smelling it.
So it's not like Eldritch Horror scented?
No, the implication that you have when you smell it, all of you have when you smell it, is like this is a sorrowful, regretful, emotionally distraught death that has been spread through this place.
Does this smell like a little bit like they're only burning like one or two corpses, or is this like a lot?
This is like you are right next to a burning corpse that has also been rotting somehow. That's what it smells like. There's nothing around that you can put visual to
Right.
the smell, but that is what it smells like. And it fills you with this sorrowful, regretful sense. Like
Can I
that is clearly
determine
not your
a
own.
direction that's coming from?
Towards,
I mean, obviously the island, but
right, yeah. Yeah, you can go for like a perception roll.
okay. And just normal?
Yeah, that's fine.
Disadvantage because you're hungry.
You're hungry. While it is very much a smell that pervades the seemingly the existence of the isle, you do get a sense that it, as you like maybe step forward a little bit to conduct your investigation, you do get a sense that it seems to grow a little bit stronger, just by virtue of drawing a bit closer. So that's your directionality. Is there's some directionality to it, or proximity at least, even though it already smells like you're right next to one.
But somehow it's getting stronger. That's not good.
Is my detect magic finished?
How long does a ritual take? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It's drawing to a close. Thankfully, you didn't have like a egregious reaction to the smell. So, we'll say that it'll finish. It'll conclude shortly after we get Silas and Genra's reaction to all of this.
Where's the Genra bumps into Narath and ruins the ritual casting?
Where's the Narath rolls initiative?
Just wait a little bit, okay?
Okay, I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any smoke in the sky?
No smoke. No smoke.
Well, we're fucked, boys.
It's the magic nuke.
Do I catch a glance of Ro looking up?
What do you think?
You
Oh,
probably
does he
do.
catch you a glance?
I mean, I guess if you look back, because Ro's probably behind you.
I guess Silas will probably be doing a look around himself, and then if he sees you look up, he's going to look like he has an idea, and then he's going to turn back around towards the city, and he's going to summon his hawk, and he's going to send it up into the air to try and scout from above, and he will transition his vision to the hawks so that he can see.
Okay. So you're eventually able to see through the eyes of this airborne beast, and its razor sharp eyesight affords you a more bird's eye view of the truly desolate and barren location. This once bustling place. While your hawk is unable to detect any individual, humanoids, save for, maybe faintly seeing some movement from Ashtorium and, of course, your party elsewhere at the sort of entrance to the bridge, you are able to confirm then that there's absolutely not a soul that your hawk can see that wasn't accounted for by the caravan.
I'm going to try to peer into the horizon from the hawk's vision. Is there any sign of life? Like just go out as far as you could possibly see.
What do you mean by the horizon? Like of the isle?
Like imagine you're looking over a space and your eye line is going up. Instead of looking down, you're looking up towards just the farthest point that you could see.
So you're, but you are
Looking
still
straight ahead.
you're straight ahead at the aisle though. You're not like turning it back around to the
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So from all of the aisle that you can take in at once from the Hawk's vision, there's doesn't appear to be anyone that you can't already pinpoint as a member of the party. Depending on how the hawk angles, you may catch a glimpse of light activity going on beyond a border wall on the other side of the sort of landmass, which is I'll hold a thing over the map so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's on the other side of that wall that's all the way on the other side of the bridge, since you guys are now on the isle itself. So you can clearly see that some people do exist, and there's a different elven section. The same place that Blink claimed to be from when he was impersonating the elven lord, Everistus. So the that place still has life, but you haven't found a single soul on this isle.
Okay. He'll recall the hawk, and then he'll say aloud, "It's pretty much completely barren. Whatever happened here, they took everybody with them, or burned them."
So there's a technical trouble there. I heard Silas say that it's pretty much completely barren. Whatever happened here took everyone with them, and that was when I got geeted out. So, was there a reaction, or did Silas continue speaking? Because I missed it. If so,
Yeah. Ro asked me if I could see any fires, and I said no, but all I could see was a little bit of activity far beyond one of the border walls, but I couldn't make out what it was.
Yep. And then Ro was like, "Well, then what are we smelling? Since if there's no fire and no smoke anywhere." But we smell burning flesh. That doesn't seem right.
It is quite foreboding. I too wonder what it is.
I have a bad feeling about this. It might relate to
Torium is going
that.
to cast Detect Magic.
Holy shit.
Whoa. I didn't know you could do that.
He
do
can.
it.
He's
Yeah.
rolling Arcana.
Well, you know, he rolled better than Rose rolls
Dude.
so far.
Without the disadvantage, that's a nat 20.
Evil! It smells like evil.
Okay, Narath, about as soon as you finish your detect magic, it's like you've gained another sense to be assaulted by not something actively occurring, but the remnants, the riffraff of what is occurring, the leftovers, the residue. It's like when you see a fire that's just gone out very recently and the embers still glow. That's awash with your vision. These faint, sickly green and neon green lights dance within all of the objects you see around you. They permeate the place, carried by the wind occasionally, and seem to be residue of some great magic, the likes of which you've seen performed by certain archliches and the like, but certainly something very potent. Whatever did this, and whatever this even is by far more powerful than... Perhaps you haven't seen this kind of magic used in several years or decades, to put it that way.
Narath, who was previously completely impassive and focused on his casting, as soon as the skull in his Book of Shadows ignites fully in the eyes, and his own eyes match the color as that happens, he snarls as the magical bombardment happens, and then just hearing Ro say, "What are we smelling?" Narath will say, "The remnants of epic magic. We must proceed very cautiously."
You know of magic that smells like burning corpses?
I've known many terrible things, Ro. Now let
Well,
us
whatever.
move.
I'm suddenly much more concerned about Blink and Ashtorium now.
Well, don't worry, Blink is very close by. It's Ashtorium who's gone vacant.
Who's disappeared, and we can't see it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing he assumedly isn't weak to flesh stuff.
Yeah, not susceptible to such attack.
So, yeah.
All right.
I have no such weakness of flesh.
Darix, your divine sense washes over you, and for a moment you get the sense of, as if like it's relief from the stench of utter rot around you. It comes as a great sort of ease, a salve for the wound of your nose, having endured such a heavy weight. And then something very peculiar and almost out of place, perhaps more unnerving than if you had been able to confirm suspicions of evil. The thing that ails your nose was replaced with this sense of righteousness, of goodness, channeled unto this land, sundering the isle of the elves through celestial power.
Fine smite, baby.
Killing elves is canonically good.
All elves are bastards in this campaign, okay?
Dark.
Sorry,
repeat.
Metrodite, you're one of the good ones.
Dark. Repeat what he said earlier. But this time, less quietly.
Wages of sin
Eh.
is death.
Well, it seems Astramus was not mocked.
Did you say he wasn't mild? Is that what I heard?
It wasn't mocked.
Wasn't mocked. Well, that's probably a somewhat stark change in demeanor for Darix to have had, since previously he would have been wrinkling his nose. So I don't know if that will provoke a sort of inquisitive reaction from people. But
I think Blink has gotten impatient enough and is just going to start to go find Ashtorian after, like, he'll be unnerved by what everyone is saying.
Right.
And we'll just go forward to try and find Ashtorian.
Alright, we'll
He'll
say
be
to
moving
King
at quite a
as he
space, quite a pace.
Just because this place is a wasteland does not mean there are not enemies. Do not stray too far from us. We will catch up to the automaton.
Silas will catch up with Derek's and he'll say, I guess, is it obvious when you use your divine sense to others, or is it just something that only you experience?
Usually he touches his pendant, and mutters a prayer.
Okay, so I notice you do something and then you have a change in demeanor, so I'll come up to you and I'll say, what is it, Derek's?
Divine justice.
Divine justice?
There is celestial power here. Given all the malevolence, all the wickedness on this isle, it seems that heaven had enough.
Silas will gaze out towards the island and think of his studies. Does he know of any stories of the gods doing something on this scale?
Silas would be aware of the way that certainly there would be some some collections of stories that would have been written down, but the order was always a little bit skeptical of just how divine properly it all was. And so if there was a more terrestrial explanation for such wrath or such scale, that was usually what the order cited. I'll let you decide if Silas agrees with that or if he had doubts about that or saw some of them as troubling. But think of how, like, modern science is all like, I don't think it's aliens, guys. There's a lot of other explanations. It's like, it's kind of like that. They would always be trying to side on a more terrestrial mage that had great power or could channel great power or something like that, rather than the gods intervening directly with their own power.
If what you say is true, Derek's, then this may be a historical precedent.
He gives a tilt of his head, almost like a bird, and says, "It is no historical precedent for Astramus to enact perfect justice."
In that moment, as Silas kind of puts the picture together in his mind, he will imagine the destruction of the island the same way that he experienced, like the moment of the infinite when he connected Severus to the egg.
Hmm. You're connecting those two events, and is there a particular like?
Just an experience in his mind
Right,
of like
right.
him comparing what he knows about great power to what he is seeing.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
And he'll continue walking alongside Derek's.
This new feeling has given Darks a small sense of confidence, so he's less wary. Still cautious, but not like So he will follow Blink. Into further in.
As time goes on, Blake will start to quicken his pace a little bit. And every so often, every 5 or 10 steps or so, as he gets deeper and deeper, he'll be clicking the word location to hopefully to Ashtorian if he can hear him. But Darix will just be following Blink as he picks up speed and keeps clicking.
Okay. Well, pretty soon you're going to see Ashtorium sprinting back at you.
When he arrives, he just stops and says there's a dwarf encased in ice at the docks. We need to hurry.
Okay, let's do that. You can lead the way.
Are the two of you
Ashtorium
being
will-
separate from the rest of the party, or is Ashtorium like trying to grab everybody? Because Blink's set out a little bit further away from.
Ashtorium will interrupt him and say, "We need to get everybody. This is beyond our knowledge."
Blink will turn to Darix and say, we'll turn to Darix, assuming Darix is behind him, and say, make sure the others follow. There's an emergency that we need to help with.
Darks will use his big booming voice and ensure everyone is following.
I put that weapon in your
Everyone
inventory,
follow.
by the way, Darix, if you wanted to look at it.
Oh, okay. How do I keep it? I just use it whenever, I guess. I just click on it.
Yeah, you
Three
can.
crowd. Silas use swords, and as a last resort.
Oh, okay.
Silas has a spear and a dagger. I don't know if he
has
uses
a
sword.
spear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess he's not
I'm not proficient with martial weapons because I'm a cleric.
Rip. I don't think I'm proficient either.
Well, I am.
Yeah, but you can't use both. I gave you the +1 already.
Y'all dual wheel. Wah! No.
Link is a dagger man. Genra has her axe. Ro has his axe.
Well,
I
mean,
use magic.
I'll just keep it on my person. You know, when I need to cut into a thing, I'll use my S word, my new S word.
My new S word. Ward.
Well, I have a salve of strength, apparently. Anyway, let's proceed. Got
All right. As you proceed and follow in Ashtorium and Blink's lead, the primary thing you will note is that this faint but growing closer sound of seagulls has started to break up the eerie silence. You don't see any of the birds flying overhead, even as you move past the sundered manor, which appears to have totally lost the second floor, and with all ground floor entrances collapsed upon rubble and wood, appears very much difficult to access. However, despite that, the smell of the rot and the burning seems to persist as if you had not moved a moment anywhere close to away from it. If anything, it's gotten a little bit stronger closer to the manor, and starts to subtly dwindle as you pass by it towards the docks that Ashtorium spoke of. And upon your arrival, you will be beheld with the sight of a man who is utterly frozen, a dwarf, frozen completely solid, encased in ice, a pained and panicked expression forever written across his features, and residue of Arctic temperature and weather left there upon the dock that otherwise seems to have been abandoned with every loose object removed from the premises. Not a single crate, not a single bit of storeroom supplies. So far, you've seen nothing as you approach except for the frozen dwarf. The eeriness continues to follow you around. What'd you say?
these guards, am I not supposed to see them? You say we only see the dwarf?
Oh, you see bodies, but you don't see... Like, nobody's alive. These are all dead. It's just dead people.
They don't have little... Okay. Alright. Oh. So the dwarf is frozen solid. Oh, that sound.
The two closest to Blink will swear they hear the unmistakable sound of flesh shifting, but they cannot see a difference in his body just yet.
Magic still active.
How long does it last for?
10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll say we're halfway done.
So what do I detect as I approach this ice?
Well, it's clearly been magically cast. It's not exactly been anything other than an average warm day, and yet this ice, or however long it has held, has not defrosted whatsoever. You don't see any sign of pooling water or anything like that, indicating that there's no condensation going on, no melting. And of course, it's got faint runic inscriptions appearing in glittery fashion and then fading away, indicating to you that your sense of magic is identifying it correctly as artificial light.
A dwarf dead? Or does he look like he's just encased within?
It's impossible to know without getting him out or finding some other way to ascertain that. So far as you know, he could be alive or dead.
Silas, gazing upon this, will attempt to cast a message on the dwarf, and he will say, "Are you alive?"
Blink will take his crowbar and start beating on the ice.
Oh, Blink in your crowbar.
Oh, crowbar.
Silas, your only response is a blood-curdling scream of pain, and it lasts until the effects of your magical message wear off.
Well, you
Yes.
see, Silas cringes for a solid 6 seconds, and then he shakes his head and he goes, "Yep, he's definitely still alive."
And it's about this time that you watch
Use-
Blink walk over and start getting ready to hammer with a crowbar on it.
Maybe don't do that.
Before I try and stop him, can I make an Arcana check to see if it would be wise when dealing with petrifying ice magics to break the ice while the subject is still frozen?
Narath,
Try
I
fire,
think you've
man.
been around magic long enough to know that doing so would almost certainly kill this person.
Narath walks up and stops Blink, and if Blink tries to resist, I will restrain him. I will also intimidate him and say, "You're good."
Can you just?
No,
Can you
you
just?
can't
I
intimidate
was
and then
talking.
turn into a
I was
robot.
talking. I had my mic off. I was
Yeah.
talking. I had my mic off. I was literally just gonna. Dark was standing right next to him. As soon as he saw him like move forward with a hammer, he would have grabbed his hand.
Why are
Like,
you a tard?
don't intimidate him.
Why can't you just be like, that's a bad idea?
Yeah, the doctors will say that too when he like grabs your arm. Like,
Like
no.
it's not session 1. Like, we actually know each other. Like, he'll listen to you. But instead you be stupid, so now I roll my charisma saving throw and roll a 2, so it doesn't even matter.
Darks will gently. He's like, that's not wise.
More like he just shouts at the top of his lungs. You know, he sees you doing it. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I
It's
throw
more like
my
a
crowbar
suddenness of
directly
it,
at
you
your
know.
head.
Oh.
If only Narath
I-
could go one session without
Just
intimidating
have
a party member.
Literally, fucking
He did
One
last
mil-
session.
Yeah, he did.
1 million years old, still no brain cells.
They get reset when his level
So
gets
this-
lowered by his lich. Yeah.
This is 1 million years old, 0 wisdom to show for it.
No,
So
none of
Ro
this
has-
would happen.
See, my wisdom is 8.
Ro has an actually useful question to ask.
Okay.
Yes, please ask, bro.
Does anyone have any magics that might warm this dwarf and melt the ice?
Darks has what, lay on hands. He has lay on hands and divine smite.
Well, I don't think that's gonna work.
No.
What about you,
it will
Silas?
not work. Is a cure
Silas
wound.
thinks for a moment.
Well, I mean, Darks does have a torch, so he can maybe.
Yeah, I guess we could bring the torch close to it. That might work.
Blink
Now, Wrath will
just
try
pipes
to
up
think.
and says, "God, why don't we just start a fire?"
Yes, that's why. That's why.
Well, I would be concerned about all this wood we're standing on.
Yeah.
I could perhaps do something after a while, but not at the moment.
Darks, who has multiple torches and, some sense, and he doesn't feel the need to have to ask anybody permission, will light one and, just kind of stand near the dwarf. He, just in case, he has no idea what he's doing. But, fire, melt ice, maybe.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe.
reasonable.
Okay.
Narath would like
Yeah.
to think about whether or not the dwarf's life is like he's going to die soon if something is not done quickly. or if like this is just like really fucked up containment magic, and he will be okay for an extended period of time if in pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dark just wants to see
You
if the
can
ice
do
will melt.
right. You
with
can
the-
Narath can do an Arcana check while Darix observes the eerily indifferent nature in which the ice seems to ignore the fire, at least for now, for the limited amount of time Darix has been holding it.
Any modifiers?
For the Arcana check? No, it's...
Yeah.
We'll just... even a low roll doesn't mean failure necessarily. Well, that's pretty low. That's a critical failure.
Yeah. It's my turn for the shit roll, boy.
That's right. Well, you did get a
Never
3 earlier, so that's 2 3s in a row. That's 3.
I need one more.
Yeah. Narath, you're not sure, but maybe if you identify how long the dwarf has already been here, frozen, it could give you some idea, with Silas saying that he's definitely alive. That would potentially be a way to factor in, okay, if he's been here for, 10 days, then maybe, and he's still alive, then maybe it's fine, kind of thing.
How do I figure that out?
I don't know. I'm just giving you an idea that your 3 got you. You got a 3, so.
Well, does it look like the ice has been receding steadily, or if it's been in the same spot this whole time? Like, is there signs around where the wood is, where like ice crystals were, and they left gaps when they melted?
Has anyone thought about asking the orc if she can melt the ice?
I don't think anybody did. Genra's not looking at any of you.
Asked in general to everybody, so.
Narath, you don't see any evidence of any melting anywhere.
Well, Narath will say, perhaps one of the other dead has a clue upon them. I trust you all not to smash him to bits while I'm gone.
Actually,
Would you like to
Narath,
investigate this body.
do you think that this might be the work of that drow from the Inquisition?
Was she associated with ice magic? Huh? Are drow associated with ice magic in particular?
It certainly can be a field of their persuasion, but drow spell slingers are typically more, obviously malfeasant and sadistic, but also pretty advanced, pretty disciplined. So, if she was so inclined, a magic of this sort would be possibly within her repertoire.
If it is not immediately obvious. It is certainly not outside of possibility. There's no further comment. We're gonna investigate more corpses, baby.
Guys,
Yep.
this corpse is a rock.
Well, I think that pretty much seals the deal.
Oh.
There is no petrification in Bossing, say?
Get unblocked.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back, boys. I apparently my phone restarted itself very quickly too, even though it's like right in my.
A likely story.
That's what I said. But anyway, oh, I see. Everybody got disconnected. Sorry about that, guys.
Everybody. So should I refresh?
Yeah, you should be back online now because my brother's connected. So what was
I'm still on.
Oh, for me it says players connected, me, and Colin.
Yeah, I'm trying to reload the page right now.
You guys are slow.
Is buffering.
Yeah.
It's not reloading for me.
Oh,
Unable
yeah,
to
it says can't be reached.
I
Oh,
wonder
you
if
guys
my
suck.
address got reset somehow?
Your IP address, yeah, probably changed.
Why did I reload?
That is a good question.
Yeah, that is yeah.
New walls.
I'm still on 10.242.65.67.
Landlord removal patch.
Yeah.
For me, it's saying too long to respond.
Connection is timed out.
The site can't be reached.
That's what people were saying about the
And they try
about
to
it-
tell me I'm not the main character.
Yeah.
You're not the main character.
I'm the only character, so
You're the only character. A lonely ass story, let me tell you. I'll write a book about a guy who just wanders. That's it. That's all he does by himself.
I wonder what that exactly means.
Ohio! Ohio gozaimasu!
No, you can't say that.
We're on recording.
I assume that means he's all good, or are you still thinking?
oh, Ro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Ro's gonna get on the boats now. Like, since he hasn't found anything from searching from the dock, he'll start getting on each of the boats and searching them to see if he finds, like, more corpses or any objects or any cargo that might have been left.
So you're actually going to get on board one of the ships?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, just let me know which one specifically. Is going to be the one like this one, or is the one in the bottom left?
Yeah, that's probably the closest one. That would make sense.
Unless you want to leap down
So
from
go
your
over this
epic, you do an epic leap and platform move.
That's right. He'll just jump straight onto it from the dock.
Sure. All right. So while you're doing that, and you know, like, I like to imagine that that's happening as, you know, Darix is looking over at the boat and thinking like, well, it's kind of a steep jump, but you know, we could probably. And then you just see Ro fucking catapult onto the boat, and the whole thing shakes, and quakes in the water. But Narath, you investigated, and I think you rolled a 17. Is that right? Oh. Internet, are you there?
16.
16. Okay. And you're looking over for any sign that there's other vessels that may have left recently. It's not long, Narath, before you find a little bit of potential evidence at the pier. The ropes that would naturally be thrown over to fasten part of a boat to the masts that lie on either side of it have recently been shorn, cut loose, typically only done if somebody is in a hurry. And we can also sync this up with the with Silas letting loose his hawk, and you will see a vessel sailing away from the isle, very distant now. It's just but a little bit of speck on the hawk's vision, but clearly headed away from Inaland.
Silas will say aloud to no one in particular, but I guess mostly to Narath since he's there. There's a ship in the distance, and it's moving away. Hard to make out any details.
Any markings at all?
I'll send the hawk out as far as I can that I can still see through it and try to catch any additional details.
Okay. What is the max range on that? Do you know?
Check it now.
Okay.
Uh, 100 feet.
Okay. So, can you give me a perception check through the hawk? I don't know if there's any modifiers for that.
Yes. Let me check the hawk stat block real quick. Okay, it's +4.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
There we go. All right. Okay, so the hawk focuses its vision, its senses upon the vessel, and upon its sails, there is a single shape that you can make out flickering and waving in the distance. It seems like it's one long, thick, sort of a paintbrush brush stroke down to form, the same sort of shape you would draw an eye with, and then an additional curved shape that could make an R in lowercase or an H perhaps. Hard to tell, but either way, it's a distinct curvature that will be branded in your mind, though you do not recognize it.
I describe it to Narath. Ever heard of anything like that?
So he's describing the symbol to me.
Yeah, and you can make a history check if you like.
Make a history check, and also I'll doodle symbol as into my book of shadows, as he tells me.
Interesting. The symbol that you doodle in, and from the telling of what Silas says, does jog something in your memory, Narath. One of the more lucrative shipping guilds that operates along this coast is known as Hyrex Point. And they have a sort of emblem, regalia, that primarily deals with, an H and then a P. And at least the H part of it does seem to match that. This kind of pull is impressive even to yourself, and you might even hear Avina say something like, "How did you remember that?" Indicating that it was perhaps buried a bit deep in your memory.
I recognize the logo of the trading company. It seems that this one's decidedly different than some of the other companies we saw in the various manifests in the manor, right?
Yeah, you didn't see any. The ones that you saw there were like manifests from delivery. Once it had already been at the docks, it didn't dispute or it didn't display who actually made the delivery to the docks. It was more like who got this from the dockyard to where it needed to go, like more domestically.
And these guys are decidedly shady.
No, they're
Mm.
very, very lucrative. So they're like the big, maybe one of the bigger ones, one of the bigger
Like
shipping
the East
companies.
India Trading Company, essentially.
Yeah, maybe not as much of a monopoly, but certainly significant. Like it's a significant enterprise.
Gotcha. They are a major trading organization in this region. Perhaps it is unsurprising that they would have a ship here, but how they survive the carnage is another question.
So now that he's recalled it, have I ever heard of that before?
I'm gonna say that you haven't seen, like, you haven't ever had dealings with them. Your order probably, if you've ever been to a dock along the eastern coast of the continent, particularly, like you're coming up from the sort of central area, but oh man, yeah, I guess that does kind of complicate things. Would you have seen it before? Probably in passing, but not enough to be familiar.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting. Must admit, I don't know much about them. I think I've seen them maybe once or twice before, but never interacted.
Narath would find that surprising were it not for Silas coming from the wastes.
Did we ever discuss the Silas came from the south?
If not, then Narath just finds it surprising. But I thought you guys had. I thought
Yeah.
Silas had mentioned it at some
Narath
point.
will say, I thought you were a local.
My time spent has been a bit complicated due to my service to Savras. I don't spend as much time paying attention to the, I suppose, the goings-on of trade.
I see, Narath said. In any case, it seems that we've exhausted our investigations here. I think our only course of action is to return to the dwarf, since none of us possess the magical means to alleviate his suffering. We can only hope to stand around and see if it does withdraw. If the ice withdraws.
Indeed. The time it will take us to come up with a solution, I fear would be better spent at continuing our investigation.
What spell do I even have? He's frozen solid.
I can't.
I mean, I could do something with the blood crystal, maybe, but that would just turn him into an undead.
Are you going to make the jump down to the boat? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Darix, you see Blink going for the jump. What do you do?
I
I assist
there's
him.
there's no like. I thought there's wood in front, but
Yeah, well, there's like there is. It's not like on the same level. It's more like a rope and wood to descend to the sort of skim of it. But
Darts is going to do some more reasonable thing.
yeah, and just but Blink isn't. So that's all I would.
Well, I mean, Darts has understood that Blink is, a bit of an idiot. So,
Rude.
well, I mean,
You're
you're young
really
and dumb and naive, and that's okay. You're a murderer with a child's heart, and
Hey.
that's why you have to be loved and taken
I'm
care
not.
of.
Hey, I'm not young.
It's
You-
not our
you are-
fault. We were basically born yesterday.
Yeah, that's literally, you are young. You are young and dumb, and and that's okay because
I'll have you know, I am mature for my kind.
Darts is here to be your big brother and keep you out of trouble.
Well, as Blink, as you make landfall, so to speak, upon the ship, you realize that it did not quake or shake in any capacity. Darix, you'll feel the same thing as you step onto it, expecting it to be a little bit less stable than it actually is.
Somebody assist me.
Woo woo!
Okay,
Dark's on the roll today, baby.
let's go. Darix.
Dude, you haven't made a lot of rolls today.
Yeah, but I made what 3, 2, and they're both good. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. You haven't rolled a lot of die today.
yeah, that's all right. It doesn't matter as long as the die you all roll are good.
Oh, yeah.
All
We're at
right.
100% win rate right now.
So, Ro, it's around this time that you'll notice that you'll have come to the conclusion that you don't see anything that could be weighing it down. You don't see that this vessel's too small for an anchor to be, hoisted upon it. So, there's nothing that should explain its stability. The ropes and wood that are connecting it to the dock are not fastened so securely as to make it not even sway idly in the water, but indeed, it doesn't even do that much.
So Ro is suspecting, since there's so many other things that are the result of magic, that this might also be the result of magic, so he's going to roll Arcana here.
3.
I too think
And
it's
he gets a
result
3.
of magic.
Because,
That's
he's Ro.
3. Yeah. Well, your senses are definitely telling you that something about this vessel is wrong, but you cannot come up with an explanation.
Okay. So I've already exhausted basically searching the entire boat.
Yeah, you can dip into it and see that the place has been basically cleaned out. You don't see even any remnants of people would have their personal affects, their sleeping mats, anything like that. No cargo there, and nothing to imply that anyone was actively using this vessel.
Okay. So whoever went through already took everything, and there's basically just nothing left.
Nothing left except for a boat that doesn't bob. Which is
Odd.
exactly what... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Ro's probably just going to jump back to the dock then.
Okay. Well, as you hoist yourself back up, Darix, you will be looking around, as Blink is also looking around, but perhaps less perceptively. And you'll begin to realize that the boat, it's not even doing as much as swaying in the water idly. In fact, you can't recall seeing it ever move or bob in the water at all. And it's much too small to have an anchor, so there's nothing that would explain this level of stability, even if it was weighed down properly the way that some larger vessels are.
Is there a place to explore underneath?
You can venture into the hull of the ship in those 2 little slits there. If you were to put yourself down there, you'd see that the ceiling is a bit too cramped. It was cramped for Ro as well, but a bit too cramped for someone of your height. However, you notice that it is starkly barren there.
While Darix is down there, does Blink notice any ropes holding the boat into the dock?
Yeah, there's one that's sort of fastened here, if you see. It's right at this part. And then there's a couple that are tethering it here and here to the other side of the dock.
Blink's gonna cut this one.
If the answer to this is super obvious, I'm gonna be so mad because I feel so dumb. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Blink's cutting this one.
All right, Blink. You cut it loose. Darix will hear the sound of a blade being unsheathed and a swing and a thwack.
He pokes his head up and is like, huh? And then he sees the rope.
Yeah, you'll see the rope come down into the water. And the rope will also This is something that Darix himself will not see, but Blink, you will see that the rope falls upon the water and does not descend into it like you might imagine. Instead, it just sticks there, unmoving.
Does the boat move at all?
No.
Darix, the water is weird.
Yes, I have noticed. The boat has not moved at all.
You hear Genra pipe up from up above on the deck as she says, "Speak louder."
The boat has not moved.
Try pushing.
At first Darks is opens his mouth to say, "You push," but then he's like, "It's a woman. That would be wrong." It like clambers out.
Blink would like to take his crowbar and try and dip the edge of it into the water.
Okay. So the water, like, provides an unnatural amount of resistance to your crowbar. It's like you're pushing it through a thick, viscous liquid that's more of a soup or something than it is actual water. To Darix and anyone else watching, it'll look like you're just holding it there and not pushing it in. But you are exerting force.
What are you doing?
I can't get it to go through the water. It's like
What?
soup.
Dude. Oh dear. He's going to like kind of try and hop like onto the front.
Okay.
And push the boat essentially, see if it'll like move any at all, like kind of push it back.
You feel a little bit of movement as you would expect to when exerting force upon an object, but it's more like flexing, and it does not seem to be moving much of anything at all on your first attempt.
Darix, I have an idea.
Oh?
I once heard of this really famous guy. And I want to imitate him. But I don't know if I'll fall into the water while I try. And he will jump onto the water, trying to walk on it.
He's like, ah! He's in jump.
You
like,
can't
ah!
be blasphemous. To Darix of all people. This famous guy.
You wouldn't even know anything about the famous guy, you bastard.
Oh yeah, that's why he's referred to him as a famous guy.
Yeah, instead of his name.
Yeah.
You had no idea. Yeah. What famous guy?
All right. Blink.
Oh, you got a good roll.
You got an excellent roll on your acrobatics check. You do a little pirouette on the way down or something, you know, you make it look convincing, and then you just rather unceremoniously into the mush that is definitely not water. And
oh boy.
To top that off, there's this vibration that spreads through the water ripples that displace it more than it has been displaced by anyone so far. And a very slow gurgle growl emanates from beneath the water.
Darix, pull me up. I don't want to be famous.
Dark. Like, what an idiot.
Darks.
He's like climbing, he's reaching down. He's holding on.
Darks, why are you not pulling me up? Darks, faster, Darks.
I'm pulling you up.
Something's in here.
Yes, I am shorter. Have you learned a lesson? Have you learned?
Yes, the lesson is to not be famous.
Yes, that's the lesson. Certainly. Smacks the back of his hand, not hard, just like.
Knock some sense.
I'm glad you're all right. I'm glad you're all right. Why?
Something had to happen.
It did.
That reverberation and rippling will be probably noticed by everyone here. Genra's on alert and has the axe drawn one more time.
Oh dear.
Guys, there's something in the water.
There
I vote that we kill it.
There's usually many things in the water.
I believe a more accurate conclusion is that something is the water.
Well, it is the ocean.
Question:
The
Are we
water,
in jerk?
the water is the water.
We're on Jurgle's hotspot.
Yeah.
Noreth will jump
does-
out of his ship and back to the boat, and then he'll cast thaumaturgy to make his voice real loud, and you will yell, "Let's regroup, everybody!"
No, we're already regrouping.
You're the only one who's not.
Might as well.
That's,
That is on brand for Narath. It's like
that is. The water seems to be not.
Language is whispering.
And I do assume that is unusual here and not the norm.
Okay, guys, I have a great idea.
No, he like grabs your shoulder to keep you in case you want to like.
No, not me this time,
no.
Darks. We push that corpse right into there.
No.
See, he thinks it's a great idea. Listen to him laugh.
No.
Alright.
Not, listen. You must work on not acting out every impulsive thought that comes to you. You should discuss these things with your companions first.
Oh, that reminds me of that one time that Rink told me what inside thoughts are. I didn't understand what he meant.
Yes, inside thoughts. Those are the thoughts you have before you act.
See, but that's so slow.
Perhaps, but as you have just learned, just now, there is a good reason for this. It is to prevent us from doing things like jumping into not water where horrible monsters are.
Right, but if I didn't do that, then we may not have known that it was a horrible monster.
But au contraire, perhaps we could find out another way that does not involve risking our life.
Yes, like pushing that corpse into the water.
No. Perhaps indeed, we may have even done too much. We could have possibly gone the entire time without knowing that there is a monster beneath the water. That's not water. Perhaps we have angered it by your acrobatics.
And perhaps for someone so smart, such as yourself, we should not be on something that is in the water.
Wisdom. Darks agrees. Big agree.
Bro has walked off, and he's gonna try to pull that crate out of the water.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Darex is making Blink smarter or Blink is making Darex dumber.
Yes. Yes.
Just a little bit of both.
What exactly did you all see? Did it resemble one of the manor abominations?
We saw nothing. Blink felt something.
Yes, Narath, you must understand. There is no monster in the water.
There is a monster in the water.
Oh, 1,000%.
Narath thinks to Avina remind you of one of the abominations.
Darks looks so
Not
confused.
avoid.
He's like, huh? He's like rubbing the bridge of his stat. Like, I don't know what. Dark and Blake make a great duo.
This is great. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
So I just
Speaking
want to
of,
point
let's
out
get
that
off the boat.
yeah, as you both resolve to emerge from where you are, and I think Ashtorium had the hempen rope out. Is he like maybe he's helping you guys back up to the higher dock level? You guys are moving over towards that. The boat suddenly lurches as if being shifted by some great force, and initially almost throws you off balance. That's a good acrobatic skill check. Darks, can you give me one?
Can I use my nat 20 to assist Darks?
Well, let's see.
Do I have to do acrobatics or can I do athletics?
I
we
cast
can,
True
it can
Strike
be
on the
athletic.
rope so that he has advantage catching it.
All right, Darks
He's
hasn't immediately collapsed, but it does take him a moment longer than Blink to grab hold of the rope, and perhaps as like maybe in the hubbub of Darks being, like put off balance in a way that Blink wasn't, Blink might look back towards him or something on his way up, and just might catch the claw or the fin or the maw of a great beast slowly pulling itself up onto the ship.
Blink, why do you look like that?
See, Narath, this is what I was talking about. There is no monster in the water, because it's on the ship.
Ah,
There's no Ross see a monster on the ship.
That would probably be what he hears, yes. Though there's a distinct lack of visible monster on the ship.
I'm
Darks is like hurrying, like he's like, I don't see a monster, but I don't want to look behind me. I just want to get on the boat. Off the boat. He's
Can I
not a
message
human.
the water in the same way Silas did, but imagine the flesh, the greater flesh creature, not the one we made a pact with, but the greater flesh creature we set loose?
Darks like extends an arm out in front of Genra and is like, "Fear not, whatever it is, I will protect you from it."
Genra looks at you with confusion and a little bit of contempt and says, I will strike it first.
No,
Spares
I will strike it first. You do not need to worry about striking.
No, I will strike it first.
Fine, you may strike it first. You strike it.
I mean, he'll probably win the initiative, so.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel bad. What if Astorian wants to strike it first?
Then let him strike it.
Astorian, how do you feel about this? Would you like to strike it first?
Like Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
Astorium will punch.
Tweedledum.
What are you punching?
Yeah.
Bear?
What is he punching?
Tweedledummer, Tweedledumbest.
He's punching the monster that's not in the water.
Punching in the direction of the water.
I think Jinra is smarter than all three of them.
Combined.
So you were imagining this creature, right, Narath? But what were you?
Yeah, so I refresh my thaumaturgy. I imagine and then I imagine the image of the greater abomination, in towards the presence in the water.
Okay. All right, Narath. A grunt of recognition is exchanged back. And then a great growly, gravelly voice that sounds as if it is in a perpetual state of drowning waters through your mind, saying, "Who else serves?"
Before continuing, Narath thinks to Avina, should I prepare to kill this?
Avina responds that she is sure it is prepared to kill you.
Ah, okay. Who else serves? Narath messages back the image of the witness we made a pact with. And then he sort of implies with like a follow-up message of a blank space with inquisitive meaning, like, and you.
What was the first part of your response? Somehow I missed that.
Oh, he said who else serves, and
Yeah.
Narath sent an image of the witness.
Oh, and then it said "and you?" question mark. Okay, all right.
Yeah, like, well, this is one guy, but what about you? We don't have an image for you.
Well, okay, so this conversation has been privately with, Narath and an entity, right? So you guys don't know that this is happening. So from everybody else's perspective, this next event occurs apropos of absolutely nothing, like with no warning, no forewarning. You've just been standing there tense waiting for Narath to say something, as he's obviously in thought. A great scaled and finned arm that in and of itself is larger than Darik's comes down upon the vessel and rips off the front portion of it that Darik's had been sitting on and just smashes it into the water with wood splinters flying and the not exactly water swallowing up the pieces almost immediately. Then whatever did it slinks away out of view almost immediately after, and you hear the corpse next to Narath go, "Ah, ah, ah."
Narath frowns. Who else serves? And then he doesn't like that one. But it didn't give me back a mental response.
No, that was apparently that was its reaction.
sends an image of the witness and an imagined image of the witness and the other abomination fighting, and that sort of like questioning vibe again.
There's no response from the deep.
So we have an abomination,
Narath says, looking over the water. And it knows of the others within the manor. It did not seem pleased when I mentioned our patron.
Silas will think to himself for a moment, and then he'll say aloud in Aquan, "Who do you serve?"
Auckland.
The language of water elementals.
Ah, shit.
More laughter is heard, but it's not from the corpse. It's from the water itself, as if reverberating like a heartbeat. But, of course, much more unnerving than that.
I have decided, Darks declares, the sea is not for me.
The sea would
I
bleed,
think we should all
says
step
Gedrin.
away while we can.
Yeah, Darks agreed fully, completely, 110%. You hear that, Blink? Astorium? Miss Genra? We should step away. Away. He like holds his arm out and like tries to kind of like push them away from.
Blink will take one step backwards and pull out his bow.
Why I step back from that which will bleed?
Because, Miss Genra, you do not know the extent to which that thing could make you bleed. Yes? It could be much, 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 much stronger than all of us.
Narath messages Genra. Because we will need an army to make it bleed. And an army we are not. But we can call one here. We were sent to investigate. Well, we've just investigated, and we found the location of Abomination.
Genra looks past Arix towards Silas, as if silently waiting for his direction here as fellow member of Savras's order.
Silas will message Ginra and say, "It would at least be tactically advantageous if we were not at the water's edge against this type of foe."
You guys are a bunch of bloodthirsty idiots.
Genra
I'm
begrudgingly
the only
steps
sane one
back.
here.
Genra
The Darks is
begrudgingly.
the only sane one here. He's the only one.
Ashtorium stood back, dude. Calm
Oh, he
down.
did! Oh my goodness. Bless the robot.
Blink
Bless
is still waiting for
I
any
just
piece
want
of the
to pray.
creature to pop out of the water.
Dark says,
Narath.
I once heard a tale, Blink, about a very impetuous group of adventurers who took on a fight far beyond what they were capable of. And it turned out what they thought might be a triumph ended up in their complete and utter annihilation.
They got better.
such parables exist to warn us of such foolish behavior.
Hmm.
If it comes up and attacks us, of course we will pounce upon it. But until then, it is unwise to tempt fate. I do not want to end up an icicle or a laughing thing. So yes.
But that group of impetuous adventurers sound famous.
They're also dead. Now.
But we are alive and could be more famous.
Yes, but being famous means nothing if you're dead. Thus, step down.
Says who?
I know lots of famous dead people.
How many famous dead people do you know, Darks?
I admittedly, not many. I do not know much of this land. The famous people where I'm from are historians and martyrs and saints.
Are some of them dead?
All martyrs are dead. That is
They're famous because they died.
In a manner of speaking, I suppose yes, but it is not just that they died. It is why that they died. You see, it is why that they died that makes them famous.
Seemingly, seemingly in reaction to something that was said or done in the last moments. A sudden and great roar is heard, and out from bursting from the water, a great beast claws towards Narath.
Oh dear.
Its immense
He's all yours.
Immense claw landing directly upon the wood and scrabbling up. That does hit, by the way.
Oh man.
Sneak attack? Question?
Dark's wishes he had prefaced.
Do I get my sneak attack damage?
Yeah.
Fuck, what is my sneak attack damage?
It's been so long.
He deeply regrets saying that he could shoot it if he don't know.
Extra 1d6.
Nice. You got okay.
A precision
Pretty okay
strike
attack.
upon the creature causes the roar to emerge from its body one more time, and seemingly as penance for this, it grabs hold of the laughing corpse and pulls it into the deep, splashing back down into the water. The distant
Is there any blood that...
Dark.
finally being swallowed up.
Is there any blood in the water?
You could clearly see blood spurting from its wound. However, it did not. The blood does not seem to be trickling back up to the water. That feels like an unrelated thing, though. There was definitely blood. You saw blood.
Darks.
Blood is denser.
It bled.
than the water.
Yes, it did.
They always bleed.
Living things do bleed.
The dead can bleed too.
I don't think that's true.
If they are recently dead, you can cut them and they bleed still.
Okay, perhaps that there is truth to this.
I will demonstrate.
Let us not demonstrate. Let us not do this.
My God tells me to bleed the enemy.
Well, the enemy is in the water.
Think
Do I
about it.
recognize what the hell that monster was?
Think about how much blood I just caused.
Well, I guess you
with
could roll
one
history.
arrow. Imagine if we all joined in We could make it bleed a lot.
It's in the water, and we cannot go into the water. We
Okay.
should not go into the water.
Okay, so we just keep feeding it corpses.
Skeleton.
So that's if we're doing it where it's +7, that's a 25. No, a 24.
Narath, that was a fallen Gijag. Something that's not supposed to happen.
Oh, this is the beta. Okay.
The
Fallen
Fojag
curse,
have the
fallen
have the curse. The Gijag do not. For a Gijag to be fallen, something very bad must have happened.
Okay. With that, can I make an Arcana check to see if I sense any sort of magical corruption emanating off of it?
Well, it's under the water, so no.
Even when it came up, like like Lexive.
Why don't you Arcana check the water?
Nobody did that yet.
True. I'll Arcana check the water with this knowledge in mind. That's mid.
It's
you
the
got
water.
water.
You wanna
He
ask my
determines
list for help?
it's Jello.
A power far greater than any one, swamp or wetland creature could possibly have is keeping the water still in an unnatural manner.
Okay. So that beast isn't the one actually responsible. It's just one of the dudes. All right. That was a Gigjag. Although it has been corrupted.
I like his made-up names.
What does it look like uncorrupted?
I do not know
Much
these
nobler.
words. What? Are they usually so large?
They are, right?
Gijags are normally large, but that one looked much more like swollen almost, and yet was still very capable.
What do they look like? Like human Earth-wise?
Oh,
Okay, but
like
What are they?
sort of monstrous, but not as visceral as that, and they're like toad humanoids that are giant. Or the
Giant.
D&D size is large, so that's what their creature size is.
Okay.
okay, but what if his blood is
Slowly
corrupting him, and we have to make it bleed a lot to uncorrupt it? Then we would be good guys.
We know that. I know that's a Gigjag.
I like
No,
that
it's
Darix has just given up.
I don't know how Narath would treat this information. I don't know if he would gun the kill it or if he'd let's just fuck off.
Yeah, we should not.
Dude, that's another magically corrupted creature.
Yeah. So with that in mind,
Yes.
Narath messages the creature.
That's a beautiful 3.
The image of a healthy Gigjag.
Darks realizes he's actually not stupid. Everyone else is stupid, except the robot.
Well, Darix, you sense a disturbance in the, if you can call it, liquid that makes up the water, and the creature seems to be emerging with the intent to scale the walls.
Oh dear.
Does it want to kill him? Or any of us?
Do I hit?
Yes.
Can I get my
And
sneak
to-
attack damage?
Let me read the rules.
It's any attack that has advantage. I just don't know if it's not facing me.
You have high ground.
Because you said it was scaling, so I figured it wouldn't be looking at me.
It's scaling in your direction, like.
This is true.
Aiming
This is
this
a good
way.
point.
So.
Okay, so no sneak attack damage.
Yeah. Narath, it seems like. Let me see your
pretty good
insight roll.
That's 20 damage already.
At first, it seems like it's not necessarily particularly hostile, but then an arrow strikes it. A bolt, rather, strikes it.
You do know that we don't need. Mind you, this is with thaumaturgy, so I'm 3 times as loud, right? So it's
Oh,
fucking-
fuck.
It's like this thing's
How
yelling
long
at
does
me,
My worst
right?
thaumaturgy
nightmare.
You
last?
do know that we don't need to shoot everything that's coming up. Maybe, just maybe, I am communicating. We negotiated with abominations before.
Well,
You remember that tale I told you, Blake? It ended. Their end came when they decided not to speak, but to attack first.
Ashtorium,
Wh- wh-
trusting,
Was that
Barracks
tail? Did that tail have something
walks
to
up
do
to
with?
the monster and holds his hand out for a handshake.
Darks,
This whole
does that
time
tail
has been trying
have
to pull his
something to
crate
do
out
with?
of the water, and is now probably hearing everyone screaming.
Yeah, you just heard Narath yell. Like, you haven't heard him be that loud until the mountain battle when he was yelling about "come and die" and all this other shit. It's like his voice is thunder.
Darks,
no,
by
not-
chance, does that tale involve a group of intrepid adventurers that fight a bunch of birds without talking to them first?
that's not
Um,
canon because this creature
got
just
'em.
roars an immense roar right in front of Ashtorium's offered hand, and seemingly enters into a rage.
It's
Oh dear. I
Roll
do
initiative.
believe the time for communication has ended. A valiant attempt, Brother Astorium.
Ashtorium attempts to intimidate. I know what that sound is.
Wow, we're hitting.
All of these sounds are from Dota.
It's really funny
You're
that
from
that's what
Dota.
they did.
All of them. I
boy.
know exactly which ones they are every time I hear them.
That means you played too much Dota.
Yes, I have.
I like how the answer to that question is: have you played Dota?
Let's
I get
see
to,
my usually low initiative.
I
Oh!
get advantage on this, right?
You got
Dark
one now?
is peak
I
tonight.
get advantage on initiative rolls.
Yeah.
Get fucked, Darks. Cry.
Oh man, I thought I was probably gonna be the first one. Oh.
I told you I strike it first. 3 times.
Well, I mean,
anyone else strikes it.
and Darks did say you could. Like he was.
That's a lot of hidden rolls.
Yeah, it's almost
Oh,
like
Yeah, it's almost like there's probably like an entire army of fishmen.
Yeah, Narath, why'd you shoot
yeah,
it?
it's almost like you said one of these wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It's just I can't believe you guys would attack another thing without talking.
And
I
I think,
yeah, it was-
honestly, this is
Yeah.
this could be a very good cliffhanger, to be honest with you.
I am sick
No, I
and
want to
tired
kill it.
of
I
my
want to
party
kill it.
members full of morons. I want to play a character where I get to talk to people. Both Dark is a talker. He never gets to talk.
be fair,
You did talk a lot. You talked
had
all.
a whole
You just talked to
session.
Blink. So.
We had a whole session.
Yeah, but I
whole
want him to talk to the other guys.
Literally the entirety of last week, all you did was talk. What do you mean? You're fine.
I wanted to talk to the bad guys.
Don't cry about it.
I wanted to
He
talk
never
to-
gets to talk
I
to the
wanted
bad
to talk to the
guys.
big bad fucking toad.
I wanted to talk to the big fucking fish.
Yeah, he did, dude. He wants to talk. He never.
You can talk to it while you stab it with your great axe or whatever.
He's Morningstar. But
Whatever
yeah.
you have, yeah. You know what I mean.
Like, come to this continent and learn about things and talk.
I like the idea that I'm gonna hit this thing like 4 times before anyone else has even hit it once, and then Blink's gonna be like, I can't believe it attacked this.
And then Dark will smack the back of his head really hard.
That'd be rude. That's just
Well, you know.
unnecessary.
It's what you deserve from your big scaly brother. That's what you deserve.
Eh. Pretty epic, guy.
I,
This is pretty.
I did enjoy the whole conversation of Dark's trying to rationalize everything. Like
my favorite part of that whole bit was at the end when Blink was like, "Yes, Darks, you are very smart, but we're still in the water."
that was a great moment.
Dark's is like, I imagine him like wagging his finger, right? He's just like, you need to, and then he says it. He's like, oh, actually,
Wisdom.
wisdom.
I've taught you well, young Blink.
Incredible.
The master has learned.
Impressive.
Oh man. These like sessions where we actually get to interact more with each other are great.
Yeah, when our characters actually know each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, when they actually know each other is pretty sick. Lots of memes.
So I'll say,
Dude,
after
so-
all that you guys have managed to make. I think you guys actually genuinely did make some pretty good progress this session for finding stuff out.
Dude, this thing's already taken 35 damage from us, bro.
Started
We've
a
been-
fight with a fish.
we
So,
win these.
so like, what was the mystery? Like, that's my question. The
You don't know
mystery's
yet.
Still
Yeah,
very
it's-
unsolved.
It's
Yeah.
not unsolved, but you guys know that there is a mystery now. So
Well, I mean that we knew that when it was a dwarf we couldn't.
Yeah.
reach, and
Hey,
people were-
speak for yourself.
oh, well,
That could've been anything.
I just
So I
hope.
figured out it has something to do with the water.
Yeah, I just hope that it's still interesting, even though there's going to be smashing next session.
Well, I mean there will be smashing.
See,
Lots of smash.
If you were worried about the mystery lasting too long, you should have just let me fucking break the ice, bro.
Yeah. Dark
I guess
would
so.
be
Yeah,
very upset
if they let you
but-
break the ice and just shatter the dwarf into a million people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have solved the mystery real quick. The guy's dead.
And then Darks would have like been so heartbroken and devastated.
I will
Blink.
be excited to play Ro in a combat next session and get to just fucking annihilate things because that's just what Ro does.
Yeah,
That's true.
you guys do
That's
have
what
a
Blink
decent
does, that's what
amount
Ro
of
does.
people in the party that kind of do that, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
Oh
just
yeah, and the orc.
kill things.
And the orc.
Yep.
Has a Dark seen Genra fight yet? I don't think we have. She hasn't been in any fight.
I think she
No, Genra
almost
has
didn't. She
not.
almost kill Blink. In the
Yes,
cavern?
but I don't think Darks was actually there
No,
to see.
no, Dark
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah.
So all he knows is like, oh, she's clearly from a less civilized place,
Mhm.
but she's still a lady, so she should stay away.
It'll be
He's
that'll
going
be
to
an
be very
interesting
amazed.
dynamic for sure. Yeah.
It will be a very interesting dynamic.
I assume she's
Gentleman
going
white.
to brutally kill multiple fishmen.
Yeah, brutal. And he'll be like, Dark's will be like, hi, I've never seen a female capable of such a feat. How scary.
She fights just like Ro.
Yes, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Ashtorium's gonna play Hitch.
He's gonna play Hitch with that. What's
Like
Hitch?
the movie. The movie with Will Smith.
I mean, I think I've seen it, but I don't know.
Oh, you should watch it with your girl.
Oh, is it
All of
like
you.
a?
Watch it with your women. It's good. It's they'd love it. Weak guys love it.
Oh, oh, gotcha. Oh, it's a rom com. Are you
Yeah.
saying you're gonna put Darks and Jenner as a couple?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds funny as fuck. That does sound super funny. I'm trying to imagine that. That is
No, you
really
shouldn't.
weird.
You shouldn't be lifting the heavy objects like the couch. The couch can bleed. I will demonstrate.
It's just the couch fluff, like the couch
Yeah.
cushion fluff.
Just fucking devouring it.
He's eating it. And Dark is like, You're so adorable when you're eating
Dude,
cushions.
I don't know what would be more terrifying of a power couple. I don't know if it would be Darex and Genra or Blink and Genra.
You know, Blink and Genra, they don't work together. They're two like brother and sister.
Blink and Genra, like if they were ever like not necessarily like couple, but like if they were ever like actually pointed in the right direction, they would just like own the universe within like a year.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping over the
Like-
course of the campaign. Darks will do like
Like the Blink
Channel them
Genra
for-
Astorian experiment, where like you just like where like Darex and Arath, Silas and Ro just like kind of put their feet up in the castle and just send these 3 fucking murderous hobos into the nearest enemy's direction. Like that's gonna be great. It would just like that's gonna be great storytelling.
I could totally see like the others doing that, but Darks would come just because he's like, I have to watch over them. I have to make
To chaperone them. What happens if?
yeah. If
Yeah, we can't let the 3. Yeah, we can't let the 3 kids go alone.
yeah, what if they, what if, their bloodlust and lack of proper impulse control leads them to make an immoral action? That would be terrible. I would be judged by Starfallow for failing to take care of this. I would go follow the murder hobos into a castle.
I'm so glad I got to make the.
priest.
I'm so glad I got to make the Jesus joke.
That was outrageous.
It's funny.
It was
'cause,
really good.
like, there is no cheese.
There's absolutely no
Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. That's the best part about it. It makes no fucking sense.
Well,
This is
on top of it,
this
walking
is
on water.
pre-incarnation.
Yeah, walking on water would actually
Is
be
magic
pretty
magic.
common, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's not even that interesting. In this
Blink doesn't do magic, so
Well, what if
maybe
it
he
was
doesn't
like?
know.
Because I don't think you even explained that it was walking on water. You just said like he did this, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it, and then you jumped in.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
He jumped off a
Yeah.
ship. A
What
famous
even-
guy jumped off a
yeah,
ship
what
and
even
landed
is
in
the
the water.
fucking feat of strength that was occurred that made him famous? It's so
that's
ambiguous.
the best part.
you know?
That is the best
And
part.
canonically, you'll never know what Blink was talking about.
You'll never know.
What was
I
Blink
don't think
talking
Blink
about?
knows what Blink was talking about.
Blink rarely knows what Blink is talking about.
I don't think
so-
Blink
Slinter
ever
Double
told him
check.
to say that. Slinter is the source of that line.
Yeah, I wonder what I wonder what the hell is going through Slinter's head right now, looking at this thing.
Splinter has actually traveled the multiverse and knows who Jesus is, but no one else in the entire set
Would explain
I
his
can't wait till
brain.
I can't wait till we're like 100 episodes of ADS in, and like the Blink Slinter thing just ends in Blink somehow finding out that Slinter's just his dad or something. It's just like, wow.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, man.
I forgot I was
Man.
your dad.
This whole time, like he just dropped the casually in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, "Hey, I just remembered something. I'm your dad." Like that's it. He just disappears again.
Well, it would be even weird.
Blink tries to ask him questions
be
about it,
even-
but he's just like doesn't respond.
No, yeah.
He's like, "Wait a minute. I gotta get some milk. I'll be back later."
It would be even weirder because then he could just shape change, but into a woman and be like, "And this was your mom." Fucking wild.
Disaster.
Wild.
Disaster. Absolute disaster.
Talk about trauma.
Yeah.
He'll never get over
That'd be fucking
that.
horrifying.
Hey, hey, man. A lot of people know what it's like to have their dad be their mom now.
It's true.
Wait. Doesn't
It's like-
Splinter turn into animals now?
Yeah, it was presented
Yeah.
as like
He turned into a dog.
Yeah, it was presented as like a condition
Dementia.
or something. Yeah, like a mental issue.
Well,
Yeah, so he just appears a bison.
So things we now have to look forward to.
Bison. You're an idiot.
Splinter Dad,
You're a
and
moron.
we have now to look forward to Splinter Dad and Jinra Dark's wedding.
Yeah.
So-
I look forward to
His
making things
bison.
yeah, they're like you say the most romantic things, dear. Imagine going back home to a land of basically only white draconian, and like, Mom, Dad, I saved the world and heaven, but also here's my wife. And they're like, you know what? And they're like, you know what? We were really proud of you. It's supposed to be so proud of the first two things, and the third thing they're like, well, if that's what Astramus willed,
Well,
I suppose.
Hey, what did Shoulder say? We don't always hit the bullseye.
Yeah,
can't always go 3 for 3. Can't always bet 1,000.
He's supposed to go home after his his decade of pilgrimage, find a white draconian wife at home. Instead, he brings he brings an orc.
That's when you find out that Augustius is Derek's uncle.
Yeah.
Like,
Augustius is
cannot save heaven by marrying a pagan.
yeah. Derek's would return home, and Augustius would be there and be like, "Well, I say, you bring this green skin into our home."
You know, we don't like that kind around here.
They're savages. They just make everything
They
bleed.
they bleed everything and they steal. They take everything that ain't nailed down.
No one to steal from if they've already bled.
So I'm sweating so much from laughter. Oh my goodness.
Well, good shit then.
Yeah, good shit, man. I need a shower. Damn.
I'm excited for the next time, because we've had
tomorrow, right? Are we doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the donor, I think, right?
Yeah, it's the makeup because the donor was supposed to be this week and ADS was supposed to be last week, so we did ADS and
ADS
the donor
will be
the
next
same
week,
thing.
good.
So
Okay,
ADS
so
is
just
next
next week instead of the week after.
Yeah.
Okay, base.
That's the catch up.
I'm excited for the next time because we've had the taverns where we all had to sleep in the same room, but I'm excited for when we have to split up rooms, kind of like how that's just unnecessary.
It's fucking midnight. What the fuck?
Heads up, real quick. Next week, as in the week of the 1st to the 6th. I starting on the 3rd. I will be in Texas, so I will participate from Texas. I'll be visiting my girlfriend for 2 weeks.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
Been watching Hitch.
What'd you say?
Been watching Hitch.
Oh yeah, I gotta be like, babe, we have to watch this. And you see the reason why is because Darks and an orc woman are gonna get married, and and she's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like,
and it's a robot doing it, basically.
and it's a robot.
I like the idea that Ashtorian would be the priest,
Yes.
and it would but it would be the dwarf just being like, "By the power invested in me."
Yeah.
Or just be Gelter.
Yeah.
Just losing his mind. Anyway, yeah, I was gonna say that I'm excited for when how TPP is was sharing the tavern rooms or whatever. They split up. I'm excited for when that happens and they wake up to try and to get us awake, and whoever I'm with, I just shapeshift into, so they have to guess who's who.
Well,
Beautiful.
there's gonna be banter, that's for sure. Guys, I'm gonna pop off for now.
It's gonna be blood. That's for sure.
I want to see a bit.
That was stuff too.
I want to see a bit where Blink has a fake mirror that's actually just some slightly reflective glass, and he shapeshifts into someone before they wake up, and then he stands behind the mirror and he fucks with them.
Smiles at them.
That would be pretty good. Yeah, that would be pretty good actually.
Just keeps frowning at them. Why were you upset? Well,
Have a nice,
All right,
nice
boys.
day.